childhood. How was it?
From 6th standard, I started facing bullying and harassment. Boys would literally, call me all those names, ladies, blah, blah, blah.
Talk about your most challenging part of your transition process.
Girls are so scared to go through the process. It's called HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. I used to cry on silly things. I would crave for achar.
Do you like to talk about your relationships?
I had really toxic relationship at the first. I used to get anxiety attacks. Darling, you do not know what depression means. I would not get up from my bed for 3 days.
Why did you decide to come to Mumbai and become a makeup and hair artist?
Very renowned makeup artist of Bollywood. After watching the video, I'm like, oh, makeup is something which I can do. And then finally I found you.
How this idea of becoming a model comes in your mind?
I remember I asked one top model from Greece. I used to adore her so much. I went up to her one day and I'm like, I want to become a model. She's like, I don't think you can. Suddenly someone comes, oh, you can't. I'm like, no, now I have to prove it to myself.
Hi Arshi, welcome to the Maya show. How are you feeling today?
Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm feeling really excited. I mean, it's been so long we have met and today here we are.
You know, you won't believe I wanted to meet you since so long. The day you became Miss India Transqueen 2023, right?
Yeah.
And I wanted to meet you since that day. Obviously, you are a very busy person. And then obviously I also became a little bit busy with my own stuff. But yeah, looking at you, before I start with anything else, I genuinely want to say I'm very proud of you.
Oh my God, it means a lot to me, seriously.
I have seen you starting from zero and, you've reached here. It's a very big thing. I mean, you can only explain how difficult or how easy it's been, but, I really feel proud and I'm very happy to have you on this show. My very first question to you is going to be, see, I have not planned anything. It's just looking at you, I like to know, who is Arshi?
Arshi is a person who has, broken the boundaries. I think now I'm known for breaking all the stereotypes. Everywhere I go, I'll have to break some door and I'll have to open a new door for my next generation. So I see myself like that. I'm a person who is resilient, who is very honest, brutally honest, who is crystal clear, who wants to do something not only for myself, not only for my community, but for humanity.
When was the first time you got to know that you are not fit for this gender, one which you are born with?
It's like, I get this question a lot, but I always ask, reverse question to them. When did you get to know that you are who you are? So, it doesn't happen suddenly one day you wake up and it's like, oh, I'm this. It doesn't happen like that. So I have been feminine all the time. Like since childhood, I've been feminine. Yeah, we did not have a reference point. I have not seen someone like me before, and I did not, we did not have this conversation. We did not have those words in our conversation at that point of time. And also, like, even our parents, how they have treated us, they have made us feel different, but they have never taught us that, okay, this is you or this is it called. So I never knew that I'm a trans woman before until I have the access of internet. I knew that I'm different, but I think after college, when I have a phone, I got access of internet. I went on YouTube. I remember watching Gauri, God of to Gauri. I remember watching her transition video, and that time I got to know, okay, there is something called transition girl, or transition is possible.
Right.
So that time I got to know the term. But if you ask me, like, when did I got to know who am I am this way always. This is me.
And what was your family members' reaction when you told them about your feeling and what you feel exactly about yourself? How were they?
So I am like very close to my sister. So first of all, I told her. And oh my God, I still remember that day. Like, we were sitting. she served me food. I was eating, and I told her, listen, there's something I want to talk to you, and it's about my gender and identity. So I told her that, what do you think? How do you see? Do you think that this is that's all I am, or you think I have some identity beyond this? She's like, why you're asking so weird questions? I'm like, actually, my body and my soul is different, and I would like to go through a procedure where I can meet my soul. I can change my body and I can meet my soul. She's like, she could not understand it, of course, but then I had to like explain it more. But when I explained, she's like, okay, stop it here. And then she just left from there. She went to another room and she started crying, and she stopped talking to me. I think for 2 days she did not talk to me. And then I think on the third day she came back to me and she's like, you know what, I was thinking all this while, and it doesn't matter whoever you are, whatever you are, you're my brother or sister, it doesn't matter, you're my sibling, and that's what matters, and my love for you will not be affected for that. I was like, wow, she did not understand, but I think that's where love wins. Love wins in front of gender or any other barriers.
Right.
So after that, we both planned, and we are like, okay, we'll have to go to my father now. For that, we took time. I came back to Mumbai, and then I again went back to my home. So before telling my father, I'm like, I can't just directly say it, and I did not even expect that he would understand. So I made him watch a movie called Chitrangada, which is on transition. It's a Bengali movie, but it's an art film.
Okay.
So it was very difficult for him to understand the film, first of all. But after watching it, he's like, what is this film about? It's just the guy is acting like a girl. He went through surgeries. Sometimes he's a girl, sometimes he's a guy. What is this about? I'm like, yeah, you got the point. Don't you think I have some similarities? Like, it has some similarity with my life. He's like, I know that you are, you behave like a girl. I've seen you growing up. So what? I'm like, so the thing is, I'm not. I cannot explain him the way I really want to, but I had to give him some words which he's familiar with. So I asked him that, don't you think, I act like female, and I'm like female. I wear saris, I wear my sister's chappals and stuff. So he's like, yeah, but what does that make a difference? I'm like, so I wanna go. I told him that completely. So I went to a doctor, and he suggested me that I can change my gender. So he's like, that's crazy, and it's okay if you don't want to get married to a girl, but this is not okay. You can't go through a surgery. You cannot do anything with your body. And then he stopped talking to me. He's like, don't talk to me. I'm like, okay, but then you'll have to understand, and it's not something that I'm asking permission for. I'm all by myself. I just wanted to inform you, and I want you to understand me. And that day, before I was not expecting him to understand, and I was not asking permission. But that day, I decided that now on, I want him to understand. I'll make him understand, and then only I'll start taking the medicine. Because somewhere I felt that since I don't have my mother, he's my father, and he has some right on my body. If I want to do something with my body, I should at least inform him. So that day I'm like, no, I'll have to make him understand. So I came back to Mumbai, and then I kept calling him. For 3 months I was talking to him on phone. Every day I would explain him that these are the pros, these are the cons, all these things. He would not understand, but I would try my best. At the end of 3 months, I think he is like, you know what, I still don't understand anything, but if that's what makes you happy, go ahead. So yeah, I was like, okay, at least he said that I can't help you or support you actively, but I can, I'll be there. I'm like, that's a great achievement for me, that at least he's there. I think I'm really grateful that at least he would understand,
Right.
coming from that kind of background.
Right, right. Not thinking about the society. I
Exactly,
mean,
exactly.
इतना बोलना भी बहुत हो जाता है एक बार कि I'm there for you.
Definitely. I mean, he did think about the society for sure. He told me so many times, but then I mean, I kind of made him comfort that, it's okay. Don't worry. I'll do something in life.
Right.
I'll make you proud. Just wait and watch. And
Right, right.
that's the reason I didn't go to my home for 5 years. I'm like, I would not go back to that place until I make a name. I need to do something, and then only I'll go back.
After coming to Mumbai for the first time, after that you took a gap of 5 years,
5 years.
and then you went and met your
Exactly.
parents and your family members. Okay. Oh my God. So I remember, I think we did a client together and we were on Sea Link.
Yeah.
मैं drive कर रही थी and you asked me about your transition, that what do you think, what should I do? And I was like, obviously I had again, even I had no knowledge about this thing, and I was like, maybe I'm not the right person to tell you, or to okay.
Suggest something.
So, yeah, so I'm not the right person to suggest you something about it, because I was like, अगर मैंने कुछ, because you ask people who you know,
And it's a very sensitive thing.
right, and you trust, and you don't keep asking these things to everyone and anyone. So you asked me, it was a very, this thing, very obviously even I felt very concerned about you. I'm like, what should I tell her, because I had very little knowledge about it, and I was like, maybe you should listen to your heart. That's what I can say, because अगर मैं कुछ suggest करूँ, उसका कुछ अलग repercussion हुआ, I will be very guilty about it. And I remember telling you that, whatever you feel like, you do it. Don't think about anyone else. End of the day, you should be happy with what you are doing. I remember that thing, we were discussing about this thing, and after some time only you said, you have planned to go under, surgeries and everything. And I was like, okay, I just prayed to God, everything should go, normal, and make sure, there are no problems in her life. That was something, that was the most I could do that time, because end of the day, it is your journey. And
I can understand. And you know what? On that topic, I would really like to mention that I think that's where we lack as a society, because, even that time I was mature, but let's say it's a small little boy who is, dealing with their, self identity, or
Right.
identity crisis, you could say. Or maybe that boy is being harassed or something, when they will of course go to people who they trust, and that would be either their parents or their teachers.
Right.
But most of the cases you would see that the parents or the teachers are not gender sensitized, so
Right.
they do not have knowledge. And I mean, at the same time, you can't really blame them, because our society is built that way that we don't get it so easily.
right.
Talking about gender and sex, oh my God, it's like that.
Right,
So,
right.
but they don't understand is it's not only about gender or sex, but it's about a human's identity that could affect his or her life so deeply. So
Right.
I really wish that in your near future, all the parents or all the teachers would
Right,
be gender sensitized, or at least they would have a basic knowledge, or if they can't help, at least they would protect the child from getting hurt, or they
Right.
would take the child to a right person, or maybe a psychiatrist.
Right.
I think that's what we really need to work on.
Again, I like to discuss about your childhood. Basically, how was it? I mean, you stayed all your life in Darjeeling.
So basically, I'm from a very small village. So I was living in Darjeeling because of my study. I was living in hostel, but my most of the childhood I have spent in a small village where people fight for their basic needs. And there, on top of all this, even we as a family were dealing with so many issues. On top of it, I was dealing with my own issue, that is, discovering my identity. I think till the age of 7 or 10, it was not an issue. I was still feminine, but that was not an issue because it was not much visible, or maybe it was very cute.
Right.
When some small little boy acts like a girl, it's very cute to them.
Right.
But once you step into the teen, and then if you act like a girl, then that's odd. They think that's odd. And I remember, going to school till fifth standard. It was all okay, but I think from sixth standard I started facing bullying and harassment. Like people would, not people, like the boys would literally, call me all those names,
Right.
ladies, blah blah blah, and they would literally come and try to unbutton me and stuff. So definitely I've faced all those, but on top of it, I really felt that ki if I have to save myself from that, I've literally made a shield of books. Like literally I would go to school, sit on the first bench. I'll open my books and I'll start reading, so that I can avoid myself from all these. I've tried my best, but yeah, I mean, I had to face it what I had to face it.
You never informed your parents or any loved ones about it?
I don't think they have made me that comfortable that I could talk about all this. I think most of the parents in that kind of society does that. They have this image of very controlling parenting. So I think parenting is a very very sensitive work. You gotta be at least make your child enough comfortable that anything happens in their life, they can come and talk to you. But unfortunately, I did not have that kind of thing. Even by that time, my sister was not that close to me. I could not talk to anyone, and that's why I did not have any friends. I would literally come back to home. I would keep my bag, and I would take my cow. I had a cow, so I would take my cow and go to jungle. I would leave my cow, and I'll be on a tree eating some fruit. I'd be all by myself, and I would live my authentic self there in jungle. I still remember, that's why I feel like I don't miss my home in a sense of I miss the humans. I miss those environment. I miss my trees. I miss my cow. Yeah, because I feel that more than human, they made me comfortable. They let me be myself. In jungle, I would create those, hair with some cloth or something. I would just play with my hair. I would act like a heroine or something. So yeah,
You didn't even tell your sister about it?
that time I was not close to her, so I could not talk about it. And somehow it is very embarrassing to talk about it. I mean, at least I felt embarrassing, like
Maybe you didn't know how to talk about it and what to
definitely
say.
definitely but also we did not have I did not have anyone at that point that I was so comfortable with that I could talk anything. And I felt scared. I felt scared that and most importantly, people made me feel that it's my fault. And why would a person would go and talk about their lacks or their fault? So at that time I did not know that it's not my fault. If I knew that it's not my fault, maybe I would have that time I knew that I am the wrong person.
Right.
I did not know that they are wrong.
So you throughout your childhood you thought there's something wrong with you,
Exactly.
not with others.
Exactly. They made me
And you
believe
believed.
that. They made me believe that. This is starting, but in my college, so I studied hard. I literally, I was always studying. I got good grade in my school, so that so that I could go to a better college. And I had this hope that maybe in a better college I would not face all this. But again, it was not the same kind of bullying, but I used to get suggestions. Okay, Ashish, that time
Right.
you should maybe act like this, or maybe you should act like this. I was getting lessons of how to behave or how to be. Again, when I like it's been so long, I've been getting lessons. I was like, okay, then this is what is right, and I am the wrong person. So there was a moment when I literally started forcing myself to become a man. All this while, people were forcing me to become a man, but there was a point when I started forcing myself becoming a man. I would literally, stop my skincare. I would do hard work, like I would, zabardasti, I would go under sun, I would cut myself. I would do anything, it doesn't matter, man can bear pains, so I'll also have to bear pains. I would cut myself. I still have scars. So all these things, I did not have any reference point where I could see that person, okay, this is also right, and I could associate myself with them. So I think that's what it is.
Right. And when that was my very first question was about this only. So when did you realize, okay, that this is normal? This is.
Oh yeah. So this after college, I went to hostel. I went to university. I was living in a boys' hostel. And there were so many guys from the college who told me, before entering the hostel on the first day, like, "Arey, tu aa raha hai, ab to maza aayega." And I knew that in that hostel ragging happens. But then, same classmates, they're also planning to rag me. And that time, I was like, no, darling, not this time. I was very prepared that you cannot do anything to me this time. So I was like a perfect actor, a pure actor. I would act throughout like a macho boy. I was like, oh, yo, bro, what's up? I'm more man than you. And sometimes they would feel insecure as a man in front of me because I was that kind of a good actor.
Right.
One day I was like, standing in front of mirror in the washroom. I was like, what I'm doing? This is not who I am, and it's not working. Most importantly, it's not working. It's not making me feel comfortable. It's not who I am. I need to stop acting, but right now I cannot. I'll have to carry it because since I have started, I'll have to end it.
For survival, you can say,
it's for survival, but I cannot do it my whole life. My rest of my life, I cannot do it. And most importantly, if I die like this, will I be happy on the deathbed? Will I regret that I could not live my authentic self? And that time I went through so many stories on internet, and then when I got to know that in India transition is possible, at the same moment I knew that this is what I need. But the next moment I was like, how? A whole identity which I have created this 20 years, it's gonna shatter. Like, how am I going to talk to my family, my friends? Like, everything is going to change. So that time I was dealing with severe depression. I was like, I don't know how to do it, and then I started blaming myself again. That why is it me? I was talking to God that why is it me? Why you have to do it me? Because I see thousands of boys and girls, they are living their life, and I'm just fighting with the basic thing. If you sort this out, then only I can progress in my life and career, right? So I was dealing with severe depression that time. I would go to the terrace and I would think if I have to jump or not. I would try to kill myself so many times. But one day I've realized, I was standing on the terrace and I was just thinking, looking down, as I was thinking, should I jump or not? I was like, I just remember, one other boy from my school who used to come and sit at the last bench and would not talk to anyone. I tried to talk to him. Like, literally, if you say hello, hi, anything, you shake him, he would not talk. So I know his pain as well. And that time I was like, oh, damn, it's not only me. There are thousands like me. And I have to live not only for me, I'll have to live for them. That day I realized that I do have a purpose and I need to fulfill that. I cannot die. So from there my journey starts.
So would you like to talk about your most challenging part of your transition process?
I think the whole transition is a challenge to everyone, because I have seen so many, girls who are so scared to go through the process that they literally, do not take the medical transition at all in consideration. But yeah, for me, it was something that I really needed or wanted, or I don't know what kind of power I had that time. I was like, I just need to go through this. So because it's a very long process. First, you'll have to go to the psychiatrist. You'll have to get a certificate, now which is called gender dysphoria certificate, and then with that certificate, you will go to the endocrinologist, who will give you hormones. So hormones, it's a very long process again. It's called HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. So for that, so I'm transitioning from male to female. So what they'll do is they'll put estrogen and they'll put testosterone blocker, because my body is producing testosterone.
Right.
So we need to stop that, and we need to put the female hormone, which is called estrogen. And that, the doses, they increase slowly, and which takes literally like minimum 2 years. And it's a very slow process, and it will actually change your body from inside out. Slowly your skin starts changing. My hair started growing more, and I started becoming so like feminine. So many things have changed. But the most important effect which I got is like mood swing. I used to get like super mood swing. Like I used to cry on silly things. I would crave for achar. Can you imagine? I used to feel like pregnant. My hormone level went so high, it like literally like a pregnant woman. So yeah, and also it affected my health as well. I started gaining weight that time, because before my transition I would never ever gain weight, no matter what I eat. But I've suddenly realized, okay, after taking hormone I can gain weight as well, because
Right.
what estrogen does is it redistribute your fat level of your body. So even like the bone structure cannot change, but the fat on the bone changes, so that your face structure changes a bit. You tend to look more feminine.
Right.
So all this thing happened, and after your HRT is done, like for me it took almost 2.5 years, and then 6 months I had to wait to arrange the finance and all. And then I went for the surgery, which is called SRS, sex reassignment surgery. So for that they have like 3-4 procedures, like skin grafting, penile inversion, and sigmoid. Sigmoid is something which is like they'll cut a part of your colon and they'll make the vaginal canal.
Okay.
So that's how it works. It's quite scary, but again, it's the best process for SRS. So I think, yeah, it was May to 2022 when I did my when I underwent my sex reassignment surgery. And then after that, recently I did my breast augmentation. So breast augmentation or facial feminization surgeries, these are like, it depends person to person who requires how much, and it depends on the choices as well.
Right.
So I underwent the breast augmentation surgery recently, and so miraculously I got well so soon. This whole process was very very, not only physically, not only mentally, but also financially quite heavy on me. But I think I had to go through it, and it is worth it. At least I get to live my authentic self.
Do you like to talk about your relationships you've had in past?
I mean, I don't mind talking about it, because I really don't see anything wrong which I have done to anyone in my past relationships. I mean, I had a really toxic relationship at the first. Like my first relationship was super toxic. We had a long distance relationship, and It started before transition and we ended like after transition, after my surgery. He used to take money from me, and I don't know, in I think in Indian society, or I've heard after this international pageant, I've heard so many stories of other girls. They have a habit, like it's kind of a natural thing that if a guy is dating a trans girl,
Right.
he would automatically expect the girl to take care of him financially. I realized that, oh, okay, that's what happened to me as well. So he used to take money from me, and whenever I could not provide what he want, there'll be a chaos. And it went so long, and now when I think back, when I look back, I'm like, how stupid I was. And I think that comes from a point where, me being trans girl or any other girls, you would like, for that matter, we do not get enough love in our life. For me, I lost my mother at very young age, and after that, of course, love or relationship was like out of my reach. Of course, I'm a guy, and I always liked guys, and I am not a gay that I could date a guy as a gay. I could not be in
Right.
a gay relationship. So for me, love or relationships ships were like way far. So I never get that. I never got that feeling. And for that, I think somewhere that craving was there. And when, someone will come up to you and, give even a little bit, you feel like, oh my God, that's a lot. You will feel like, okay, someone is at least valuing you, and you would not, double check it that it's real, or it has some intention behind. So I think that's what happened. I did not really double check. I was kind of blind. So yeah, and then there was a time when, I still remember when I registered for Miss India. We had to pay a registration fee, right? And I was paying it by installment. So I think my last installment I had to pay 10,000, and I had only 10,000 rupees in my account. So he asked money from me, and I'm like, you know what, I have this last 10,000 rupees, I cannot give it because I'll have to pay for my Miss India registration. He's like, no, I really want it, you have to give it to me. And I'm like, but this is important for me. He's like, Miss India will happen next year as well. And at that point I was like, okay, that's it, done, I got it. This is not going anywhere.
Right.
So I think, yeah, that's when I broke up with him. Still he tried so many times even after that to reach out to me for money and blah blah blah, but I, somewhere I loved him, from my heart, and I had this feeling, and it became too toxic that it led me to severe depression again. And this time the depression was way too deep. I had to go through therapy. I used to get anxiety attacks because before I used to, hear from people that, depression, people would use the word depression like so easily.
Right, right.
I'm depressed today. Darling, you do not know what depression means. I mean, I would not get up from my bed for 3 days. I would not eat anything for like 3-4 days. That's like crazy. Like taking care of yourself तो अलग ही बात है. You would not eat. Like I still remember I had breads or butter in front of me. My body would not allow me to just get up and put that inside my body. It was that bad. I knew that if I call this number, or if I contact this doctor, I would feel better. But even, I could not call that number, or I could not go to the doctor, the psychiatrist. It was that bad. But when Miss India happened, like I had to start preparing and all. I think that was a point when I started slowly healing myself a little bit. But then I feel like this kind of scars, it's so deep that you can't really heal it completely at once. It takes so long. Even after winning Miss India, I was again, going down that road, again and again. Like it keeps fluctuating. Sometimes I will just, I'll do a big event, come back home, and for 2 days I won't feel like doing anything. I would just, lie in my bed. And it's not something that I choose to do. I really want to do. I do have purposes. If you go to my room, you'll see this big board. I've attached everything, that my dreams and everything. I would just look at it and I'll feel like, I want to do it, I need to do it, but I just can't. Sometimes my body feels so numb. So it was so traumatic for me, that relationship. After that, I used to feel so scared to, not only guys, I used to feel so scared to even get closer to girls, my girlfriends,
You lost trust basically
trust,
in
like
everything.
completely. I lost trust from human.
So, why did you decide to come to Mumbai and become a makeup and hair artist? Why not anything else?
Interesting. And so I, as I said, that after second semester I've realized that, now I have to, achieve my purposes, and I cannot be in the field I am right now on that point, because um, at that point of time I was supposed to be a professor or a scientist. I was studying applied geography, जहाँ पे I had the special paper of urban geography, जिसमें remote sensing and map making भी था. तो I was supposed to be a professor or a scientist if bigger dreams. But then somewhere I've realized that, no matter who I become, no matter how big professor or scientist I become, if I can't live my authentic self, this life is not gonna be worth. And I don't know if I'm gonna, have a rebirth or not. I don't know if I'm gonna have, another chance to live as a female. I'll have to make this life, whatever is in my hand is, I'll have to make this worthy. So I'm like, what options do I have? What can I do other than this? If not this, then what else I can do? I have discovered that okay, I can dance. मैं ये सोचती थी कि डांस मेरे रग रग में है, because मैं बचपन से इतना डांस करती हूँ. I like everywhere, anytime I can dance. So I was like, yeah, dance is a good option. So I've went through the videos on YouTube. So I really like Terence Lewis ka dance style. So I searched Terence Lewis ka dance academy, and I read all those, and then I got the contact number and I called them, and he's like, 3 lakhs is the fees, and 3 years ka duration hai course ka, and then I'll become a dancer. And then I asked them like, what are the career opportunities? So he's like, you can be a dance choreographer or a dancer, like background dancer or something. So I've researched about that as well. And you can't imagine that time. I'm like just a little boy coming from a village. I can't even speak Hindi properly. English to dur ki baat hai. And I'm talking to them like literally when they pick up the call, I used to shiver. Like my whole body used to shake. And then I would still, that's how I think that's where my breaking boundaries has started. That is kind of a breaking boundaries. So then I'm like, I was calculating by myself, like if I need to go through the transition, it's gonna be very difficult, because 3 years I'll be wasting there, and then this much of money I cannot afford. So I was watching an interview of Terence Lewis. Just below that, I saw a video of a makeup artist, a very renowned makeup artist of Bollywood. So her interview was there. So I watched that video, and then after watching the video, I'm like, oh, makeup is something which I can do. And since childhood I used to do my sister's makeup. Like we used to have this powder, face powder, and a lipstick. with the lipstick, I would do the eyeshadow, I would do the blush and everything. So it's like, oh, makeup is something which I can do. And I always have this artistic side of me which I've never had a chance to explore, because I used to tell my father that please मुझे कोई art school में भर्ती करा दो, but he would never do that, because of course we come from a background where we just tend to chase the basic needs, and that's something very extra. So I was like, yeah, that's what I can do. But now, I mean, I was like, if I say this to my father or my family, it's gonna be for them, I don't know, it's gonna be an atom bomb. So I'm like, okay. But first I contacted them. I called them, and they're like, हाँ एक batch चालू होने वाला है 3 महीने बाद से. And that time exactly, I think 30th जुलाई मेरा एग्ज़ाम ख़त्म होने वाला था, एंड 9th of August से ये चालू होने वाला था. So I was like, okay, that's perfect. It fits very perfectly. So somehow I went to my sister, and then again I made her the Zaria. So I told her, and she's like, yeah, that's perfect, because she knows my talent. She's like, yeah, you can do it. So चलो मिलके पापा से बात किया जाए. And then I told my father. So हमारे वहाँ पे क्या होता है, because government jobs are very difficult to get. What we do, even though I'm eligible for professor, for an option we do B.Ed, which is for school teacher. For that we needed like 1 or 1.5 lakhs. So I went to my father and like, Papa, the money you were supposed to give for that, what if I do some other course with that as an option only? I'm not saying that I'm gonna do it, but it's just as an option. Like teacher बनने का भी that also you're giving for an option only ना. So give me an option. Because I feel that I just played it smartly. I feel that वहाँ पे ना employment मिलने का chance बहुत ज़्यादा है. And since he also knows that I'm a little artistic, but of course he had the doubt and all. So he's like, no, पहले भैया से बात करना पड़ेगा. And then of course I had to manau them a lot. But I think 2-3 दिन बाद they were like, okay, as an option we can see it, but तुझे 1 साल दे रहे हैं हम. 1 साल के अंदर if you can't make a career out of it, then you have to come back and study for WBCS, which is like civil service in West Bengal. So I was like, ठीक है, that perfect. तो फिर I spoke to my Jiju also. Jiju helped me a lot, because at that point of time nobody from my family ever went like out of the state. So my Jiju is a police officer. He had some idea. He traveled a lot, so he had some idea. So I told him that you will have to help me to get through this. So then they agreed. Then I came to Bombay, and that academy kind of ditched me, because the teacher went out of India for some shoot, and the batch got delayed, and it got delayed by 2 months. So for 2 months I was in Bombay, a person who cannot speak English or Hindi, a person who is completely new to the city, a person who does not know anyone in this city. I was staying Vilepale West station के पास. I'm like, where I am, the whole culture, it was like a foreign country to me. The whole culture is different, language is different, food is different. I don't have anyone to talk to. And before coming to Mumbai, since I had this transition thing planned in my head, so I kind of cut off with all my friends. I changed my number. So it was like a whole, completely my world changed. So I was like, thankfully I knew to use Google Map, because I used to do map making there. That has helped me a lot. So यहाँ पे आके I started searching on Google, and following Google Maps, I started going to places, and that too buses लेके. यहाँ पे आके I had no idea. I could not read the number of buses, because मैंने हिंदी तो नहीं पढ़ा. सो मैंने बसेस लेके ऑलमोस्ट लाइक 5-6 मेकअप अकेडमी में आई ट्रैवल्ड, आई विजिटेड, एंड देन फाइनली आई फाउंड यू. Simone was that time. Yeah, I spoke to her, and then finally I found, and I was like, हाँ ये मेरे घर के पास भी है, where I was staying that time. So पास भी है, and it was affordable, it was nice, the way she attended me was very nice. And I never had a plan to learn hair. I was like always I wanted to learn only makeup. So but here जिस पैसों से मैं वहाँ पे सिर्फ मेकअप सीख रही थी, उसी पैसों से यहाँ पे हेयर एंड मेकअप दोनों हो रहा था. आई वाज लाइक ओके, दैट्स अ बोनस पॉइंट फॉर मी. सो देन आई टुक एडमिशन, and then then just it just went on going, and just like right after finishing the course, I think I got a job. And I think makeup was like really very important stepping stone for me. Like it really secured me from going back to my home place, and it helped me throughout my transition as well, and like financially, everything I have done by myself, and makeup has helped me a lot, and I really feel grateful to you and the whole academy for that.
So good to good to hear. I mean, so many things today I'm getting to know about us, and about your struggle after coming to Mumbai. I didn't know about all of this. You worked as a makeup and hair artist in a studio, and you started freelancing. How this idea of becoming a model comes in your mind? When you're working, you're already earning money, you're settled, okay, you're getting monthly income. But how did this idea came into your mind, and how did you get into modeling?
So I feel somehow, I had this feminine urge of, having this attention of people, and that I used to see like how heroines act, like waving the hand, and people are asking for selfie. This thing I used to act in the childhood, so I think I kind of manifested it, like unconsciously. But also, like when I was working as a makeup artist, I would see models doing their jobs. I have seen great models, I have seen worst models who did not know their job well. So I would look at them, and I'm like, dude, I can do it much better, and I can do it like just like that. Like for me now, modeling, like it does not take any extra effort for me. Like I can just do modeling, like the walk or posing, it just like comes inherently, just comes from within.
Right.
So I have to think that this is what I can do it like very easily. Like makeup, I really love it, but modeling or acting is something which brings my inner self out. I think it just opens me up till no end. So I was like, yeah, I really want to do it, but that time I did not know how. I remember I asked one, she was one top model from Greece. And at that time I was not transitioned. She's like a supermodel. For posing, she did not have to like pose. She would come in the frame, and then she would just walk out. Photographer would be like, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was that kind of a model, and I used to adore her so much. I went up to her one day, and I'm like, you know what, I want to go through the transition, and I want to become a model. She's like, really? I don't think you can. I was like, oh, okay, that's mean. It's not that I had a revenge thing in my mind that okay, तुमने बोला तो इसलिए मुझे करना है, but I kind of it's about self-belief, because all this while I have believed in myself that I can do it, but suddenly someone comes and, oh, you can't. I'm like, no, now I have to prove it to myself.
Right.
That can I actually do it?
Right.
So from then, I think I saw some post on Instagram about Miss Transqueen India, and then I tried to apply, but that time it was just 1 month I was under the hormone, so they do not allow anyone like you should be under hormone minimum 6 months. So I waited, and I'm like, अगर मुझे 6 महीना wait करना है तो I would wait till my complete surgery and then I'll go. So this Miss Transqueen India was a journey of my, backstage to front stage. I've always, felt like, if I can walk on the camera, like in front of the camera, why do I walk, backstage, man?
Right.
So that's what I always had in my mind, and I was like, this whole journey, it's been from backstage to front stage.
Did you ever thought that you would win the Miss Transgender Queen India pageant? You ever thought, you had this thought, or you just thought of taking a part and just exploring?
Well, honestly, so I come from a background where my father always has taught me to win. Like if I come second in my class, he would ask me, he would question me, why you are second, why you are not the first one. Uh, I mean, I don't know, it's their upbringing maybe, and I was quite unhappy with that. Like, why can't you be just happy that I'm second?
Right.
So, but it was like that. That's the truth. Uh, so of course that thing was in my mind, and who goes to a competition not having a wish to win?
Right.
I definitely had a wish to win, but after going to the pageant, when I went to Delhi for the first time, and I've seen sisterhood there. Like before that, I never had a trans friend, so I made friends there, and the journey was so beautiful, and I started enjoying so much. At a point, it did not matter to me if I win or not, because the wish to win or the competition was till the time I was in Mumbai and I was preparing for it. I prepared thinking of winning. I literally used to I literally used to visualize myself winning and giving that reaction and stuff. But when I was there, I was like, it's okay. I'm enjoying the process. And I remember, when like the final day, everyone was called out, best face, best walk, and this and that. I did not get anything, and I'm like, okay. I'm like not sad, but I'm like, okay, I did not get anything, and
Right.
I was just holding my Krishna in my hand. I'm like, I'm just praying to him. And at the end, they called me and two of the runner ups. And when I was holding the hand of Ella, I was like, I don't know. Somehow I knew that it's gonna be Arshi. It's just gonna be Arshi. And then the winner is Arshi Ghosh. And that moment I just, broke down. I started crying because, it's just not that I've dreamt of it. Of course, it's a dream come true, but it's much more for me because from where I come, I would never ever imagine winning a beauty pageant, going to Delhi. I could not even imagine going to Delhi. Now, participating in a beauty pageant and winning it was beyond my imagination. Like literally at that point of time, I could see that 10-year-old boy who I was in front of me, visualizing, and I was seeing him clapping for me, and I feel that it was not only him, but there are thousands like him who would be happy to see me there, and who I would be inspiring, and that's what really matters to me.
I still remember, watching your that moment. I opened the Instagram the next morning and I see, oh my God, she won. As if for us, like it was like, yeah, it's a competition, but obviously you always have that faith. Okay, she will win, but that was like, oh my God, she won
And you know
finally.
what? That winning mattered to me so much and more than anyone else, I would say, because uh, after that, so many things has changed. There were people who would come to my father and say that uska shakal dekhna subah उठ के अशुभ है. Tell him to stop posting on Instagram or Facebook. Those people are putting story and saying congratulations, and then the same people would come up to my father and say आपकी बेटी बहुत अच्छा कर रही है. So that's what, like, it's not only about changing a person's or family perception, but a whole society's
Right, right,
perception.
right,
So
right.
it has affected me like big time.
Yes, only your work can be say change everything. Okay, would you like to talk about your experience when you went abroad for your international pageant, Miss India Queen 2024, the overall experience,
Miss International Queen.
Miss
So
International Queen
yeah,
2024.
so it was, I mean, it was huge for me. It meant world to me because, I always wanted to do something bigger, but not in a sense like bigger for only me, but for our country. So I think I had this opportunity to represent my country at was biggest platform, which was like, the experience was amazing. Uh, the whole journey I cherish so much because it has changed every bit of me. Even after winning Miss Transqueen India, I felt like there are so many scopes of improvement. But I think, while I was preparing for Miss International Queen, I have given my best. I have, worked on all the lacks which I had before. I've given my 100%, and the whole Miss Transqueen India, the Miss India team, they have helped me like anything. They have customized every bit of me, and when I reached there, it was a new me. There were so many times when I would get surprised looking at myself that, oh, this is a new side of me, and I can do that as well. um, when I performed in Miss Transqueen India talent round, I was somewhere, I felt that, I could do better. But I'm like, this time I have another chance, and this time I did my best. And after the performance, I felt that it could not be better. I
Right.
just gave it all. I gave my 100%. And the journey there was really amazing. Like, I got to meet so many trans women from across the world. I got to learn their stories, their struggles. And somewhere before, I had a perception that maybe in India it's so difficult. Outside we always think that way,
Right.
that outside of India it's so easy, it's much open or liberate. But not really. I have met girls from across the world, and almost all of them have the like similar issues which we face every day
Right.
for trans women. So I really feel that it's not only about the places you live, or the country you live. It's about the mindset which
Right.
really needs to change.
Right.
So there were so many good moments I really cherished. Of course, I did not win. I felt bad because um, I mean, it's not only about me. I was representing a country, I was representing a community. They had so much hopes, and I kind of felt a little pressure. But at the end of the day, I really feel that I have done my best. And the kind of p- applaud I got is amazing. Because even after not winning, I remember I have posted one video crying that I'm sorry, India, that I could not do it. Again, here I would like to clear it out that I did not cry because I lost it. I did not cry that I could not achieve it, but I cried because I have seen their, talent and hard work losing in front of privileges, power, and money. That's where I felt hurt, and that's what made me cry. Because when a bigger platform like Wall's biggest platform, they talk about, you know force of transformation, and they use the tagline of our traumas. uh, when we see those kind of platform doing a little unfair decisions, it hurts. But it's not that I've lost and that's why I'm saying it, but clearly I could see the unfairness and everything. So yeah, it hurt, but then I still am grateful to Miss International Queen, because at least I got a platform to voice myself. I at least had a chance to speak out. I at least had a chance to stand for my community, which is important, and we don't really we don't really get this kind of platforms. Since decades we have been marginalized like anything, and yeah, I think we need this kind of platforms more. I don't know, of course, nowadays everything has a business side also, but at least we have a platform. We need this kind of platforms more.
Do you think it's maybe politics involved thing?
Politics, I don't know. Business, definitely. Politics, see, I'm not a political person, and it's, for me, it's like very critical thing to understand. I don't understand it. I don't get into it. So maybe I couldn't understand the political side of it, but I did understand the business side of it.
So what was the reason you did not win?
Well, India does not have the franchisee, and see, I'm not even talking about winning. I mean, I never said that I want to win or something, but at least I would have, I deserve to be in top 12. I mean, everyone has. And this is not what I'm saying, this is what the whole India is saying. Even after winning, Peru has won. Even after winning, I was the one who was the talk of the town. So I think that proves, and honestly, it does not matter to me the winning a crown or not. I'm still going to continue my work. I'm still going to continue my serving the humanity. I'm still going to go for my purpose and everything. And I'm really thankful with the fact that I got so much of love and support I have never seen. Like, I could never imagine that. You can understand the background I'm coming from. There was a time when I was invisible. I was nobody would see me or hear me. From there I see like big pageant pages, they're posting about me, they're talking about me. This is a huge achievement for me, and they're literally writing that if you may not win the crown, but you have won millions of heart.
Right.
And that matters to me a lot.
Right. My very last question, and we would like to end the podcast with this question. So, any boy or any girl who's struggling with this identity crisis, what advice would you like to give to them?
I think not only anyone who's dealing with their identity crisis, but I would say this to anyone, like the whole younger generation, that there's no one like you. There's no second one like you, and your differences are not odd. People might make it look like odd, but it's not odd. It's unique. Just embrace your uniqueness. Just be you and be bold. I really say this now, that be bold, because good girls go to heaven, but bold girls make the world heaven.
Yes, I have heard this before. Superb. So, by ending this conversation, I would really like to say thank you, first of all, for coming over here and sharing your experience, your entire journey till here, till now. And yeah, I would like to say all the best to you. And I'm very, very proud of you, Arshi.
Thank you so much. I would really like to thank you because I have seen, I have been on platforms who are, scared of trans people, who are scared of LGBTQ community. But you, being a cisgender woman, taking an initiative, calling, inviting us. I think we need more women like you, because I personally feel that the community comes from women like you. If there is no cisgender woman, no LGBTQ will be born. So I think in our world we need more women and mothers like you, so that the world would be a better place to live in.
Yay! Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.